Alright, let's start things off. First things first, I am not going to talk about the actual bike because I don't have it yet. So no road test, nothing like that. This is the beginning. This is video number 1 and sort of the inception and inspiration. So don't expect anything else. Don't give me a negative or a thumbs down because I didn't cover the bike. I'm telling you off the bat, I don't have the bike yet. What I do have is an idea or a desire to have a bike, and I'll give out the inspiration behind this. So picture, if you will, Italy, Sorrento, Italy, nice coastal town, lots of like little hills, and a buddy of mine said, hey, let's get electric bikes, let's go electric biking. Okay, I've never done that before. I've ridden a regular bike but put a motor to it. Isn't that a motorcycle? Well, not quite. A moped? Well, not quite. In the UA, they have some rules. You have to have pedal assisted, meaning you can't just turn a handle and just go fast. You actually have to be biking and it assists you, so pedal assist. So as long as you're pedaling, you're actually moving. Now, when I first did it, I was standing up in my seat, and I guess it doesn't work when you're doing that. I don't know how that works, but anyway, I wasn't being assisted. I thought, this is just still a lot of work. But then I sat down and you turn it, and it's a good feeling like, whoa, I am like Superman now. So it's cheap too, €3.50. 3.5 euro an hour, and that's pretty good. Just did an hour, that was fine. But anyway, it inspired me to want to do this back home. Now, of course, I turned to the internet, of all things, to do some research, figure out, okay, what do I have to do? What do I have to buy? Who do I have to talk to get one of these electric bikes? Now, of course, you could go down to your bike shop, but those bikes are expensive. They're very expensive bikes, and the best thing you can do is to buy online. Now, I'm doing this research, so you don't have to do this research. You can just look at my video and have all your questions answered, as long as you ask certain questions, the particular questions that I asked. Should I buy a bike, or should I build a bike? Basically, take a bike and adapt a kit to it. Alright, if you wanted to buy a bike pre-made, the research I found was like you're going to have to spend, of course, money. Well, either way, you're spending money. But I think the entry level was $615 for the Antier. I don't know how to pronounce it, but anyway, I pronounce it Antier bike. There's a Romanian guy. I'll put a link because his videos helped me understand that bike a lot better. I guess he paid only $450, and the company thought, wow, we're making money. Raise up the price. Smart thing, I guess I would do it myself. But so that is the main bike. That's the entry-level bike that I kind of like all the other bikes I would compare to for that. What that bike has is a pretty decent ability to help you. Not extremely powerful, not extremely great build. This is what I kind of gleaned from the videos. And 250 watt motor, 36 volt, 8 amp hours, and that's good to know. So those numbers are actually were kind of like my baseline for what I started with. Now, the pros of that bike were it just seemed ready to go. $615, which really isn't that much compared to all the other bikes. They really just, the price just goes up from there. The pros were it's just ready to go, very easy to assemble. Like the last few pieces get put together, comes like almost ready to go, and then bang, charge your battery, and bang, you go. Okay. So a lot of pros. Cons, you're not going to get the best build quality on an electric bike of that price range. So it seemed like it's a pretty decent, you're not going to go up big hills, you're not going to go out for a long time, you're not going to go very fast. Those aren't huge cons. I mean, again, with that price, that might be good. If you think you might not be doing it more than a month, you might try it out a few times and it's sitting in your garage for like 20 years, then that's probably a pretty good price, or zero actually, for you to do that. Alternatively, the other option was for me to just like, okay, get a kit. They sell the kits, buy the kit, build it from the kit. Why not do that way? And that's kind of where a lot of my research has been going. Again, YouTube videos and websites, and let's kind of see like what our options are if we want to get a kit. Actually, the kit part wasn't too bad. I mean, it was just like, how many watts do I want? A lot of them online on eBay or Amazon seem to all get the same thing from China and just market it or resell it under a different brand, or not at all. I mean, it's like the Voila Mart is the one I keep seeing, and it's, you see the pictures, it's actually the exact same thing being sold under from different people. So that research didn't really take me that long. I just figured, okay, that's what I want. Now I have to decide, 500 watt, 1000 watt, 1500 watt. Well, my research, that again, there could be more. I don't know. I didn't spend like my life on this thing. I didn't get a PhD in e-bike research, but this is just what I got after, several hours, many hours online for several nights. So 500, 1500, or 1000. I'm just going to tell you now. I did the 1000 watt. 500 just seems like I think I want a little more horsepower, and 1500 like no, I'm going to be breaking my forks off the bike. So 500 or 1000. You can have front or back. I mean, they do sell kits that have the middle, but the one I was watching didn't have that option. So I figured the back, just because, again, what I read, you put 1000 watts on the front and you torque it too hard, you're going to break the fork. You're also going to not get any traction sometimes if there's too much weight or not distributed right. Okay, part two, now I gotta buy a bike. I did have a bike, but it wasn't in great quality. The brakes don't really work very well. Half the time I can't brake at all. I hear clicking and clattering whenever I go. It just did not seem like the ideal donor bike. You don't have to spend a lot of money on a donor bike if you already got one already, but if you are buying a bike from scratch, do I get a $100 bike, a $200 bike, I mean, there's gotta be a limit. I kind of figured $100, I'm probably getting junk that's gonna fall apart on me, and when I'm going, like if I'm going 18 miles an hour, I don't want it to fall apart on me, so I opted for like the $300 range about. I figure, hopefully, again, I don't have it yet, hopefully I can get a good bike at that price. Last but not least, this is the battery. This is the part that's just so just hard to figure out. What am I gonna do about a battery? Now, again, how much power do I want? This is a huge decision, and it's also actually the most expensive decision because all these batteries are like crazy expensive. You get them from China, and they can be kind of cheap, but then the shipping to get lithium over here gets expensive. So this is the part I've been spending the most amount of research on, and I still haven't come to a decision yet. I don't know what I'm gonna buy. The choices on the battery, do I buy a pre-made one, or do I get another kit? So a kit to buy a battery, to build a battery, to put in a bike kit to build an electric bike. This is just all sorts of levels of craziness here. But I figured I'd break down the pricing of buying the mini 18650 lithium battery, put it in a kit. I gotta buy a spot welder, or you can get ones that like kind of clamp the batteries together and put some nuts on top and bottom. That's an option too. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. I haven't ordered the battery yet, but I'm kind of leaning towards the price range. It seems to me when I break everything down is to build it. I'm not gonna save that much money. I'm gonna have a higher risk of messing things up and catching fire. This could easily happen with me, even though I do sometimes read instructions meticulously. Things go wrong. That's a Chris Isaak song. Things go wrong. So you could buy the battery all ready to go, and I think that's what I'll do. But again, you still have to decide how many volts. Well, I'll pick 48 since my motor's 48, but how many amp hours? The AH. That's what it's kind of, I look at it, AH is off. I can't go below 10 because you multiply both together. 48 times 10 is 480, and it's a 1000 watt motor. It doesn't seem like I'd be pushing 480 volts into it, or amp hours into it, whatever it is. So 13, 15, or 20 are really the three things I got. Now 20, of course, I would have pretty much my full 1000 watts going. 13 or 15. I don't know. I think I'm gonna probably go with 15 and get up to the 750 range, and it's close. I think that's what I'm gonna go for. So that ends it for this video. I'm done. I know I don't knock me for not saying anything too substantial, but it did sort of like at least the frequently asked questions that I had. Now you have, and you can kind of decide, or you just watch this fiasco and see what becomes of this whole e-bike adventure, because I'm hopefully several videos from now I'm actually going to be riding one of these things and getting you some on-the-air footage of me probably crashing. Yeah.